Bosjan Bellingham!
Appreciate it. Thank you for the great energy. I see that we got some rest after the break, so that's good. I always like notes, so I'll use a little bit of this. Can you just tell me if it's in the shot? Yeah. Sweet, perfect. First of all, I'll start with you guys because this event is for everybody here. The first and the most important thing here is networking, okay? We just had the conversation outside of the door. A guy was telling me, oh, you know, like I spent a lot of money to come here, like it wasn't easy, you know, long drive, yada, yada. So like take an opportunity here, okay? Like everybody here is working on a business. Maybe you have it already, maybe you'll have it in 3 years. So connect, right? Connect with each other, go out after the event, like, you know, go for a drink, like be friends on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Like this is a really cool community, okay? So let's make one shout out for the organizers here. They did a great job. So really, congratulations. All right. Okay, I need somebody who's loud to help me out with something. Who can help me out? Super easy task. You, sir. Each 15 minutes, you're gonna, no, just sit. So you're just gonna scream time. Let's try it. You just scream time. Now. Time. Good. So every 15 minutes, please check your watch or phone and remind me, okay? Because I'm gonna be totally immersed into this and I'll forget. I want to leave some time for question and answers after. So just please, after every 15 minutes, you time me, right? We have 60 minutes. We're gonna be like covering a lot of shit, okay? So I hope you got some rest. We're gonna go fast. Now, again, networking is here, connect to everybody, and the theme of today's topic will be how to crush it hard, okay? How to crush it hard. My handwriting is terrible, I apologize for that. This is a little yin-yang symbol, okay? So how to crush it hard without dying, okay? Without killing yourself, without like being in your room like fat and smelly and like that, you know? So we don't wanna do that, but we still want to crush it hard in the big three, okay? Big three: health, wealth, and relationships, okay? All that should be kind of sad so you're happy. But actually, let's talk about that first. I'll talk a little bit about, because I'm not sure, like I know some people here, not everybody here knows me, so I just want to say a few words about myself. I know I don't like to talk about myself too much, but it's important to kind of establish authority, credibility, so then you can maybe absorb more of the lessons later on, right? So I started this whole self-development thing when I joined Max, RSD Max, you guys know him probably. I traveled with him for like 2 years. I traveled with Mario. We did like insane, like in last 4 years, 25 countries, self-published 2 books, wrote them. They're also making money, so that's good. And then last 9 months were really hard, okay? In September, it was the first time when I started to work only for myself. And in 9 months, I started a business from scratch. It's now on 10K a month, 3 employees, also paid coaching, YouTube channel plus a paid coaching group. And also, as you see, this is a picture of a girl because it has boobies. So I have a girlfriend and a YouTube channel, and I'm learning Spanish. So a lot of shit is happening 9 months, right? So I want to share the system of how to apply that and still kind of have fun. And this is obviously thank you, sir, a representation of male parts. Now, a few questions to stimulate the juices, okay? And now it's time for you to kind of help me out here. So when are we happy? Let's just brainstorm. When are you happy? What's happiness? When are you happy? Help me out here. Overcoming obstacles. Crushing business.
Meaning.
Sorry? Meaning. Sorry? Achieving goals. Helping people. Being present. Good food. Love it. What else? Self-aware. Peer group, social group. Who here knows of Tony Robbins? Okay, the biggest self-guru. He has happiness is progress, okay? Happiness is progress, pretty powerful. Even if you play computer games, right? If you're crushing it, if you're getting better and better, it feels good. You're happy, right? So Happiness is progress, any area of your life. In the gym, when you get stronger, bigger, whatever is progress for you, you feel happy. If you're, doing the relationship thing, game, whatever, you're happy when you progress. If you're doing business, when you crush it, super cool, you're happy. As soon as the progress drops, you stop feeling happy, right? So it's a very tight correlation. I don't mean like you always have to overperform and achieve, otherwise you suck. No, but progress can mean happiness. $1,000,000 question though is, how to have a well-developed business or financial life, security, whatever you want to call it, your health, so you're full of energy, your sleep is good, in general your body is in a good condition, and also relationship, meaning you have friends you can turn on to, your family is somewhat okay with you and vice versa, and you have some sort of intimate partner or partners, right? How to have all three of that combined so, nothing is kind of left aside. Because here's the problem. We're going to experience it. There's a lot of people that have one of these areas, right? You see a jack dude, but maybe he's kind of shy around the girls, right? Or you see like a player, who's getting late all the time, but he's broke. Or you have a businessman that's crushing it, making shitloads of money, but because the business is taking so much time, he gets out of shape, stress, like too soon, too bald, like no time for going out, meeting people, right? So there's a lot, like, first of all, it's really hard to become very good at one thing. It's really hard. Most people never do, right? But we are here because we want to work on ourselves. We do want to achieve that level of mastery or perfection, right? So it's kind of hard to get to one area, but then it's really hard to have two areas, right? How to make sure like your social life is on point at the same time as your business, and then add health as well. And I meet a lot of like big people, or I don't know, and you guys know, and girls, examples of that as well. Very few people have that thing in check. Either it's, another workaholic, or it's a player, or it's somebody, like very few people have these sort of three things in check, because the goal is to have all three. So what happens, right? Bad health, obviously, like you're gonna feel, like, meh, right? Bad relationships, meh. This is a symbol of big blue balls. So this is this. So that's what happens. Bad business, obviously, you feel bad as well, right? So the big problem, again, is how to have all three of those, because something really beautiful happens after. After you sort of, have, and we will like go more into that after, but I believe that after you have this core foundation kind of handled, then the contribution starts. Then the part that we should, all aspire to do comes. Then comes the sort of find your own mission and do what you're supposed to do in this world. But like when people, that are just starting out with business, they say, oh, should I, follow my passion? Like fuck passion until you have those three. Because if you can't, if you can't afford a flat, if you don't have food, like there's no way you're gonna like share what, like your biggest thing with the world, or at least very hard, right? So the first thing is to kind of get those three to a good enough level. And now here's the big part. Good enough is different, okay? Good enough in business for somebody means that you have, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000 a month and you chill in some, nice place and you write poetry. That's good enough for somebody. That's finito, like they don't need to worry about money. For somebody else, it's 20K a month, 100K a month, million, whatever, right? It's different for different people, so you have to know what's for yourself, right? The same things go to relationships, right? A lot of people here is in game, the ones who you're not, maybe won't relate so much, but if you're into actively game, good for somebody is that, they can get late like 3 times a week with a different person. For somebody else is having a steady partner. Right? Again, it's up to you. Nobody can tell you what sort of level is good for you. The same goes with health. For somebody is being super jacked under 10% body fat, like fucking, and for somebody else it's like, hey, like I just want to be healthy. I want to like sleep, well without like having troubles. I don't want to have like back pain and shit when I'm like 20 or 30 or whatever, right? So, comes down to you. Now, an important question. Who here, and we're gonna raise hands, who here thinks they have one area of their life handled? Hands up. Okay, awesome. Who here thinks do you have 2 areas of your life handled? Hands up. Who here thinks they have all 3 areas of their life handled? Hands up. Solid. Okay, so I don't know if you were looking around a little bit. There were hands and less and less and less, okay? Again, it's a hard thing. It takes time. It takes years, a lot of stuff, self-discovery, yada, yada. But there is a way. So I'll tell you about the master plan, how to actually get that, and then we'll go into some specific stuff. So the plan, like I really, sometimes I joke, I say like, I like dumb shit because I'm blonde, like it's too complicated, But I believe that the most important things are not complicated, okay? It's the same principle in business, in diet, like let's say diet, right? You want to be in form, like you want to be in shape, you just need to eat less than you spend, or you need to be maintenance. It's that easy, right? Business, again, you need to make sales, so you sell a service or a product, and then you have employees that produce that, and you collect the margin. It has to run. Like the basic things in lives are very, very simple, okay? So the master plan is as follows. You first become really good, really fast in one specific area, either health, wealth, relationships, whatever you prefer. You can start with whatever. And there is a way to become really fucking good in 3 months, and I'll tell you about it. The next step is, everybody here knows what's 80-20 principle. Hands up, 80-20 principle. Nice, love it. Super important. Use that shit all the time. It means that when you become super good at some point, you put that on autopilot and make 80-20 principle out of it. For example, first you spend 3 months, you become really good at gym, you start tracking calories, you learn about the proper exercises, you get in shape, you learn about nutrition, then you build up routines and you put that on an 80-20 principle. It actually doesn't take so much, of course it takes effort, but once you've been through it, you can kind of just know, okay, 2 times, 3 times a week I need to hit the gym and not eat like a pig, and I'm gonna be in shape. Okay, again, it's very basic, but if you've never done it before, you're gonna need a lot of time and effort. So you become really good, really fast in one area, you put it on 80-20 principle, and then you move on to the second area. Then you have 2 areas, you juggle them, you have both of them on 80-20 principle, then you move to the third area. Okay, and then a beautiful thing happens that I mentioned before. Once all those 3 are sort of 80-20 principles, you are juggling them, and it's not easy, but it's totally achievable, then the contribution can start, okay? Now, sure, somebody might say, are there ways to bypass all that? Sure, if you want to be like a hippie on Tenerife, spirituality, you can. I'm not saying this is the only way. There are people who can find like true passion and fulfillment outside of that. There are people that are truly happy and fulfilled without all of that. But I believe that the most systematic way which anybody can do is simply coming to the point where you think you're good enough in a specific area, and then, once you have freedom of time, freedom of location, sort of good health and good feelings, good emotions from social circles, then you can focus on figuring out what your meaning is and what your passion is and how you will, make this world a better place, which should be the ultimate goal, right? All right, now we get to the good part, how to get really good really fast. How's the time? We're still counting? 3.5 minutes so far. I just spoke for 3 minutes. No, there's 3. That's sweet. All good. So, how to get really good really fast, okay? I say 3 months. There's a very good YouTube video I did on this topic. It's how to get really good really fast, BossLifeHacks. You can check it, but I'll kind of run you down. This is like, there's always a sort of, today we were recording like a YouTube collab with Charlie before, and he said the first tip to make like YouTube is start with the why, and that's really key. This is key for this as well. Like becoming really good really fast can be done in 3 months, but it's not easy, okay? Like you need to fucking hustle your ass off. So, starts with week 1, you do research. Let's say, it's the same. The beautiful thing is once you learn these principles, you can put it into any area you want. Health, wealth, relationships, same stuff. Week 1 is massive, massive research. We live in the most amazing age there is. You have Google. It literally tells you everything, everything. Like whatever you want to know, Google. Like literally, like you don't need anything else. It's crazy. So, let's say you want to be jacked, like you can Google how to be jacked, like you want to have a girlfriend, how to get a girlfriend. Who here has done that before? Yeah, I have as well. So, so Google tells you, right? And then in 1 week, but when I say research, it's not like a little bit of Google and then no, like 4 hours a day minimum. And that's not a lot. 4 hours a day minimum. You can, ideally you have time to focus just on that. You can do it with a regular job as well. But guess what? If you have a job and if you spend 4 hours a day researching, there won't be a lot of time for, relationships, having fun, smoking weed, jerking off. Like, you're gonna have to sacrifice stuff, right? So, week 1, research 4 days. You just need to immerse, because you don't know anything about the topic. You don't even know what you don't know. So you need to research and find different sources, different authorities, different sort of, codes, you need to gather as broad interest in the topic you want to crush it as possible in 1 week. That's just week 1. Week 2, I say plan and mentor. In week 2, you know enough about the topic that you can decide what's the most efficient way to get there. Okay, let's say you've like dating. You've seen all the major dating coaches, and then you can decide who is the one that I want to follow. Because here's the problem. You can't, today we have a lot of problem with too much information. There's confusion. People tell you, do this, do that. I don't know. Should I cheat when I go in the gym or not? Should I do a cheat day or cheat meal? Should I eat this much protein? There's so many questions and confusion, right? So what you do is, that's why you did the first week. You did research, right? You learned about a lot of different people, theories, etc. You select one, you just select one, and then you go all in on that one. And what you do is, you make a plan. You make a 3-month plan, very detailed. If we had the projector, I could share you with. You can, if you have any questions about the talk after, you can hit me up on social media. I can send you examples, etc. I have all this stuff figured. So you do a plan, a 3-month plan, and you literally time it. Thank you, sir. You literally time it, right? You say, look, in 3 months, I'm gonna make, I don't know, I'm gonna start a business and make 2K a month. Or in 3 months, I'm gonna drop 5 kilos and, I don't know, learn the proper nutrition. Or in 3 months, I'm gonna go on 2 new dates with a girl I never knew before, or whatever. Sorry, I'm a little oriented to males. Super good to have a lot of ladies here, but it's just, you can kind of relate to yourself, okay, in the way that it's appropriate. So, you do a plan, a 3-month plan, and you, the more detailed it is, the better you will do. If it's I wanna get in shape, that's bullshit, right? So again, plan, you need to be no, I wanna lose 4 kilos, measurable, yada. You know about the goal setting, I don't need to tell you about that. Everybody knows about self-development. Next, do we have some more water, by the way? Would be super sick if anybody can hook me up. Mentor. So you decided for your own mentor, and then you follow. Week 3 and 4 is massive. Thank you, sir. I got it. Week 3 and 4 is massive immersion in the topic, okay? By massive immersion, I mean literally A to Z. If that person has a book, you read all the books. You watch all their courses. It's you have to know everything. Everything, okay? You need to, for example, learning a business, right? Figure out what's the best sort of, you want to start with freelancing. Do you want to start with, I don't know, maybe you want to start first with some poker playing. Maybe you want to do investing. Maybe you want to do MLM. There's all kinds of stuff. Research, decide for one, and then massive immersion into that. Again, 4 hours a day. It's not easy, and that's why so few people do it, because it's not easy. It's not fun, you have to crush it, and you're oh fuck, I don't want to do it, but you have to, that's the way to become good fast. And as you progress through this, your discipline, which I'll talk about later, goes through the roof, and then it becomes a little easier because you spend less time on battling the bullshit in your head, I don't want to do it. You just forget that and you just do it anyway. It becomes a little easier. So you immerse yourself, and then and then the really boring stuff starts. The grind, okay? We call it the grind. There's a very famous, it's not a stereo, it's called archetype, I think. Who here has heard of the hero's journey? Joseph Campbell, I believe, wrote that. he basically talks about how every story, let's say Hercules or whatever, Icarus, or every story, even movies, every Hollywood movie basically follows this hero's journey, right? It's always the hero is just like comfortable in his own little world, and then some shit happens, right? And he goes on some dangerous journey, right, into the darkness, and then there's like mentor figures and monsters and yada yada. Well, guess what? It's the same stuff in real life. Sure, maybe there's no like flying dragons and shit, but there's, you know, like you not knowing what the fuck to do when you need to like, you know, grind, and you like, nothing is working, it sucks, no results, fuck. You know, that's your fucking dragon, right? That's the dragon. The dragon is when you send 1,000 cold emails and you get no responses. That's the dragon, you know, and you have to be, well, fuck it, 1,000 more, you know? So, week 4 to 8, massive grind. Again, 4 hours a day at least. I would say 6 is even better. But I say 4 because 4 is doable even if you have a regular job. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you can still put in 4 hours a day. Some people like to have 1 day a week off completely. Some people don't, up to you. 4 hours a day should be minimum. If you don't do that, like there's no fucking way, you know? Like people talk about 10,000 hours of mastery, you know? Like it's easy to look at like super successful people and say, oh, it's easy for you, you have talent, right? But nobody looks at, you know, their fucking grind periods. And I can guarantee you every successful person has insane grind periods, okay? And if they don't, if it's like some superstar that got famous super fast, guess what? Drugs, depression, suicide. Sorry to be so sad, but it's true. If you don't build this discipline up before, like your psyche won't handle everything. Like later on, when like shit gets really cool, like these spikes, this emotional stuff is so hard. Like of course you crack. So that's why this is key. Hydration also key, right? How are we feeling this so far? It's super quiet. You digging it? Good stuff? All right, appreciate it. Yeah, passion, the passion, man. It's all about the passion. Okay, so I would say this is like the 2 biggest like obstacles here is week number 2 and this grind. Week number 2, plan and mentor. This is the problem because you have to know that like good enough is good enough, okay? Like, of course you're gonna fuck shit up. Of course your plan won't be solid, but you just have to make it and then go into the grind because as you do shit, you will learn and then you will improve with time. But I would say even more people drop off here, you know? Like, you don't have to say what it was, but just think about like, you know, the recent, you know, actions, years, whatever, projects that you've done, and think about a project that you started and then you didn't push through. You kind of just quit it somewhere in between. Just raise your hand if you did. You don't have to say what, but, right? So quite a lot of people here. We all know how that feels pretty bad. The advice I can give here is don't start unless you're committed. Like just say no, like don't start. Like 3 months is the least time you can put into anything before dropping it from now on. Because otherwise you're just trying a week of that and a week of that and a week of that and nothing works, right? You know, you go out 2 times, every girl rejects you, you're like, ugh. You try a little bit of like, I'm gonna become a web designer online. I'm gonna go on Upwork, I make a profile, I apply for 5 jobs, nobody wants me. Let me try like, no, 3 months, and then after that, if you get results, if you like it, continue, otherwise drop it. 4 to 8 weeks grind, okay? Here is massive, massive action. Here you had a lot of theory, a lot of reading. Here, massive action, just action, nothing but action. If it's your gym, it's like you literally every day counting the calories. Like who here has ever counted calories? It sucks, right? It sucks. It's annoying. It's fucking like it sucks. Like, oh, this baguette, it has, I don't know, 100 grams, 200 calories for the baguette, and then this onion, 150 grams, 80 calories. Sucks balls. But unless you do this for a long, like at least 3 months seriously, you never have an idea, you know? And then people are like, yeah, but my metabolism, I can eat anything I want. Like, bullshit. Like, wait 10 years and you'll see if you can eat everything you want, right? So I'm not saying you gotta like count calories for the rest of your life, but once you do it, like you know that this big fucking bowl of pasta like is enough energy for the whole day. Like you don't need the whole like fucking thing, right? just an example. So grind is massive action. If it's business, like you need to build up a routine. Every day, I'm just gonna, because you have your plan, you did the plan, right? Every day, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna do the grind, and then I'm gonna chill if there's some more time. Every single day, you show up, like that's 4 weeks, and that's not even a lot. That's 1 month. Every day, show up, do the grind, show up, do the grind, show up, do the grind. And then maybe in week 8, if you've done it properly, you'll start getting some results. Here, you can't even expect results. Like there's no results. There's a lot of sucking balls. A lot of sucking balls here. It sucks. But in a while, like the more projects who here has, let's wait with the questions for the Q&A, maybe write it down. Who here has like done a project or learned a skill, and then later on you realized when you try to learn another skill that the knowledge from the first skill helped you with the second one? Anybody notice that? Awesome. This is where you want to be. Like the more you do that, the more you realize, and then you can start to love the grind. I don't know if anybody was checking like my stories, but literally last 4 months, like that's all I did, like stories with like lots of coffee, grind, hustle, grind, like, but now I'm changing. Now I'll start to like party more because business is going like, all right, so I'm just gonna like club. So the grind sucks. 8 to 10 weeks, you're starting to get results. Okay, maybe not like maybe not super awesome, extraordinary stuff, but you're starting to get some results, and that's when it becomes a little easier because it will feed you, you will go into a positive spiral, and then it won't be so hard anymore. Okay, and then in roughly after 3 months, you have a choice to make. We learned about the 80-20 before. You can decide whether you want to, slowly leave this area here. I learned enough about gym, relationships, or business. I want to just leave this here and just have some fun, enjoy my life. I want to move to another area, or I want to double down and just like do this on like 1,000% and just crush it like even more, right? Like it's up to you. But after this, you sort of should be left with like a matrix or sort of 80-20 principle of how to actually handle this life pretty fucking good, right? But again, like right now, it looks kind of easy. And as I told you, I believe the most effective things are easy. Like it's not super complicated, but just like nobody actually does it. That's the thing. Nobody actually does it. We'll go more into that. So we had one question already, but I'll leave it for a little later. I want to talk about discipline for a second. And I want to give you some actionable tools. It's a shame because we don't have a projector. I would share Excel sheet with you. I have an Excel sheets, you know them, right? Everybody knows Excel sheet. I use Google Sheets. And I have, let me see if I can use my amazing painter skills. So what you would have is you would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you would have categories here, okay? Like I track so much shit already, it's not even funny. And I've been doing it for I think 2-3 years. I can send you the screenshots of the categories I track. I suggest to you to start slow because otherwise it's totally overwhelming. But things like how much sleep, things like I have hustle period 1, hustle period 2, hustle period 3, hustle 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 hours of, this is maybe biz, this is coaching, this is lead gen, this is, I don't know, what do I have right now? This is delivery, this is delivery, and this is buffer, which means I just do something. And then after that, I track caffeine, because like all this stuff, it might seem like a little weird, but it's key, right? Caffeine like almost fucked me today because I had a coffee in the morning. I woke up at 8, I had to do some email shit, and then I had an energy drink around 11. And if you don't know caffeine, like energy comes in spikes, right? So, I have energy, and then after the lunch at like 2 or something, I was like, oh, like I need to nap, right? So again, this goes back to the area of, having your health like fucking handled. Then shit like that, and you're like, okay, you know what? Another coffee right now, bad idea, because then I'm gonna crash, right? So, and that's why I track it, because I'm not still super solid, Then I have things like gym, and I have a whole, like at certain times it's between 10 and 20 things I track every day. But again, a lot of work from the beginning might seem like, ooh, like fucking obsessive compulsive disorder alert, you know? But again, things like this help you, because at the end, like, and then I color this green, you know, and I say 7 hours, I say this is green, or use blue, 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 you know? And then at the end of the week, you have your Excel sheet, and you can clearly see if you have red marks, you fucked up. If you have green marks, good job. And like, you know, it's very easy, like literally, if you do the 3-month thing I showed you, and if every fucking day you do this and you track it, you're gonna get results after 3 months. But as I told you, guess what? Nobody does it. And then once you start doing it and you see the red sheet, like the red brackets in your Excel, you're like, well, fuck. I said I wanted to do this. I'm clearly lying to myself. Well, what the fuck? You know, and then you can decide either drop this or actually be like, you know what, tomorrow everything is gonna be green. Or, you know, you can hire help, you can get mentors, coaches, friends, accountability partners. This in itself is a tool for accountability itself, okay? Things like, you know, planning the day, things like it's insane. And what this will do is it will sort of instill, like it will help you form habits. And then once you do this for long enough, the habits take over. You know, and then you can actually do, as we said before, you have one area handled and you put it on autopilot. If you've been doing this for like a year and you like track, you know, your sleep or whatever for a year, then you will know your sleep. Like, you know how much you need to sleep, and then you'll be like, okay, wait, I slept, you know, last 2 days for 4 hours because I had to do that. I need to get more sleep, otherwise I'm gonna get sick. Or you're like in business, wait, my lead gen has been suffering, so if I don't amp up on this, it means that if clients drop, I'm fucked, or whatever the other example is, right? So again, this will instill habits which will later on get you to where you want. All right. Let's roll back a little bit. Feeling this so far? Good? A lot of questions already, or you can still go a little bit?
Go on.
How is it with the questions? A lot or okay? Okay, sweet. Okay, now, actually, no, fuck it. Sorry? Time, thank you. I'll do one more thing, then we'll go into a bit of questions and then maybe time for another one. I want to give you one tool and we'll develop it a little bit, and then I want to give you one task. The tool is called pre-planning the day. Who here in the night, well, whatever. Who here in the night before next day, who here writes a plan of the stuff to do? Love it. Who here makes a schedule when I'm gonna do what and how long it's gonna last? Okay, less hands. This is the biggest productivity hack you can have. Like it was, I think it was the book, Don't Take Me for Word, like The Ultimate Sales Machine. Chapter 1 is just for this chapter 1. It gives a beautiful story of some like billionaire investor, I don't know what, and he had at some point he had like I think 21 departments that were reporting to him, so he had to have 21 weekly meetings with his staff members, and that's just the meetings. Like that's not even like he still needed to do his work. So imagine you have 21 people report, like it's insane. So what he gave in that chapter, it's like a few pages, it's gold. I can send you the name of the book. He gave a very, very specific way of how to plan your day for maximum effectiveness. And it doesn't take ages. It takes you 5 to 10 minutes and like you will be crushing it. So the important things are you need to time your stuff. Let's say you're like hit the gym, right? If you say, you know, gym is 90 minutes, like it's not gonna work out, because if you're actually in the gym for 90 minutes, you need to like, I know this is a little boring, but it makes a lot of sense, and I could show you some examples as well, but you need to count in like some transition time, yada, yada, yada. And then if you're very structured, you will actually come to a place like 7 to 8 this, 8 to 9:30 this, 9:30 to 10, because you will learn that you need breaks, you're like break. And then all the way up until like 8, you know, and after 8 you can start working or you can do even more. But if you do this every single day, 2 things happen. You will stop forgetting shit. You will stop like you will know exactly what you're doing. You'll stop wasting time because you're like, hey, look, I have 1 hour to do like to send like 10 or to edit a video, right? So, you know, you can't be like, look, like there's still all this other shit, you know, there's still like all this other time. And if you do this, it's not so hard to put in 4 hours of research anymore, right? You can say like 7 to 3 p.m. is work if you have a job, and then you can take some time to chill, and then 5 to 9 or whatever is the time when you do your research. And then guess what? Not gonna be a lot of time for anything else. If you have work from 7 till 3, and then you have a break for lunch, and then you do this, you're gonna be fucking crushed at the end of the day. That's why it's not easy, right? But again, it works. So this is one tool that I want to give you, and here's the thing. The more you do it, the better you become, the more you can sort of tell how long you need for certain stuff, and the better you become at your time. Because guess what? Time is insane. And the more successful people you will meet, the more they will be appreciative of their time. Because it's literally like when you do this hard and when you have a lot of stuff on your plate, you're like, okay, should I check my 10 Instagram messages now, or should I just do more of that? Because you can't do everything, right? This is one thing. And then the second thing, and then we can open it for questions and answers. We have, I believe, organizers 20 more minutes, 30? How is it with time? 25 more minutes. Okay. So what I want to give you is, it's a little sort of like woo-woo thing. This is something that I gave to the guys in my coaching group as well in the early beginning. And it connects back to the why and to the 3 areas, right? Basically, you go on either a very long walk, or you go to like some nice coffee place that you like. It has to be an area that you feel relaxed and comfortable at, but it cannot be like too regular. Like it must be a little bit new for you. And you go there with only one sort of thing, like 2-3 hours is usually enough. And you have to think about, let's try to find it. We covered quite a lot of stuff, I'm happy. You have to think about this, right? You have to think about the 3 areas where you are right now. So if I give you the questions, where am I? You know, I asked you in the beginning, raise your hand. You have 1 area, 2 or 3 covered. Like this is a very fucking difficult question if you're honest, right? There's a great concept by Ray Dalio, radical honesty. Like first you have to be radically honest with yourself. Like really, like where am I, you know? And if you take 2 to 3 hours to really think about where am I, you know, based on your standards, not somebody else's standards, it doesn't matter, your standards, you determine where you are, and then you decide for 1 area that you will attack. Health, wealth, relationships, you decide. 1 area that you will attack. For now, just this is enough. And then if you want, like check the video how to get really good really fast. But like really analyze where are you, and then decide for that 1 area, and then know that like you can nail it in 3 months. It's not gonna be easy, you can nail it, but first you gotta be super honest with yourself. And it's important to take that walk or to go to that restaurant or whatever, because you will sort of remove yourself from the daily bullshit, like leave your phone at home, no Instagram, no stuff, and just like, you know, it's like you sitting down with yourself. It's like, hey bro, it's like, oh, hey bro, you know, like really like have that conversation with yourself, because we're not doing it enough, right? So that's the task, that was the tool. We'll do some questions. Before we do some questions though, because I always forget to like promote myself, so there's just like 2 minutes. On YouTube, check me out, BossLifeHacks. I do some pretty cool videos. I think they're very valuable. Small channel, but good stuff in there. There's also, guess what, Balanced Performance. It's my coaching group. Basically, I run the guys or girls, if they will join, through the same program. We go through those steps, you know, what's my master plan? What are the steps I need to take? 3-month plan, crazy developed. And in the course of achieving all that, like you build up insane discipline as well. You can check that on BossLifeHacks.com/balanced performance, or just hit me on social media. I'll tell you more about it. We'll wrap it up for right now. Really, really appreciate the attention. Hope you got a lot out of that. Hit me up on social media. I love to chat to people. YouTube, all that. Thank you. Enjoy your rest of Frankfurt.